Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight.
Let's go! Let's go! Third! Let's go! Super Kid Party!
Yeah, pay the money for that. No. And of course, you're gonna get the hopping skin. Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Happy Thursday night as we are back with the AEW Collision Sidecast Thursday edition. We found out that AEW is going to be participating in the NASCAR race on Saturday. AEW announced that with a nice little graphic earlier this afternoon on socials. I still think a little bit has to do with Night of Champions on Saturday. Want to get away from the PLE machine over there. So AEW went from there to one of my busiest days of the week here. So got a chance to check out the Capcom showcase there this afternoon. Capcom found the way to my wallet, and it ends up being new skins or new costumes for, well, I guess I could say skin of some of the characters for Street Fighter 6. If you haven't heard and it hasn't dropped yet all over the socials, they are doing the swimsuit edition for Series 4. Yeah. But let's just go there. We'll just say straight up we're going to deal with that. But no, in wrestling news that come down this afternoon so far. Oh, by the way, we do have an Arc System showcase starting an hour from now, so I'm going to be checking that out after we're done here tonight. Not on stream. I'll just check it out myself. I don't do reaction videos on those quite yet. We're going to wait a little longer here until I can get things sorted out with some technical issues. One step at a time here. First, we're going to be doing multi-streaming. Starting next Wednesday, we're going to be hopping over to TikTok as well to join us for episodes as we're going along. We're going to see how that goes. Who knows? We might end up on YouTube Shorts instead. We'll see. But yeah, we'll figure things out as we go here. And yeah, a lot of big news coming down from ROH with Global Wars going off this afternoon. Earlier, I think it's just wrapping up, or it should be close to right now. The two main championships on it in ROH have been determined what matches are going to happen. On the women's side, we got Thunder Rosa challenging Athena, which I know a lot of people are upset about, with the fact that it's not Billy Starks and you're building up all this good favor with everyone else, but Thunder Rosa just walks in and gets that spot. I'm not feeling the worst about it. If this results in Billy and Athena getting up to the main roster, or the AEW roster, I guess I can't really say main roster, but if it gets them up to the AEW roster, I'll call that a win. I'll straight up call that a win. And then the other matchup, which if you guys watch that Fatal 4-Way for the men for the number one spot in the gauntlet at All In, we're getting Konosuke Takeshita and Bandito for the men's world championship. Yes, please. A little bit of yes, please, and a lot of yes, please. I do think Bandito comes out with it. I do think Thunder Rosa ends up winning. More so for the fact, like I said, I do think Athena is going to be making her official move to the main roster at All In Texas. And one person, I just have to throw this out here just before we get started here. There's one person I am really pulling for to show up at All In. And it's a Texas native. They've talked about him a lot today on socials. He hasn't been around in months. The name Keith Lee ring a bell? If he shows up, let's just say that might get used a few times and I might lose my shit. Pardon my French, but just a reminder, we will be here for AEW All In Texas as well. So, and the other big news here locally is the fact that Victory Road and a TNA taping is coming to my area of the world, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And ironically enough, Victory Road is on my birthday. So it's going to be all put together in one nice, neat little package. So they're starting with FTR and the Outrunners in a face-to-face, all right? I don't know if this is the best thing to do right off the bat. I've heard this crowd was pretty hot all night. The miking wasn't the best, but hey, Jay Quick. Yeah, Busted Open Radio is now going 24/7. Is that the same channel, or is it getting its own channel? I wonder if they just dropped MMA, period. By the way, good to see Nats and Jay Quick and everybody filing in. Same channel? Okay, so I wonder if the MMA stuff just got dropped. They scrapped MMA? Yeah. Honestly, with some of the BS that's been going down with MMA lately, I don't really blame them. But yeah, we were talking about the pre-show here. We got the main events of Death Before Dishonor on the 11th set up. It's going to be Athena and Thunder Rosa, Konosuke Takeshita and Bandito for the respective world championships. I mean, that's going to be a lot of fun. The callers were no happy for MMA today. Oh. Well, of course, they're going to be bitching. No matter what decision you make, you're never going to win. That's one thing you got to realize. Like, hell, as wrestling fans, I think we all could realize that real quick here. Why is this Oh my God. Every time I hear this in theory, I think of, well, communism works in theory. Homer Simpson at its best. No, this was taped after Dynamite last night because they are on the West time zone. So they finished, what was it? 7 o'clock? They finished, 7 p.m., so they got plenty of time to do that, so. Because you got to remember, a collision at 8 o'clock Eastern, that's 5 o'clock on the West Coast. So that's why they always try to show 2 broadcasts, right? So one thing I've heard, and I'm not spoiling myself about who won, but the Battle of the Kyles was absolutely amazing from what we've heard from the crowd. So make sure you stick around for our main event here tonight. Gee, what could you have done to offend these 2 guys? Oh, pretty much everything. Just getting some lights set up here, chat. Sorry. Now they're bringing up Adam Copeland. I like Collision on Thursday more than Saturday. I'll be honest, I sort of enjoy it more on Saturdays. Just because Saturday's a little bit more relaxing, and if it's going to be more... They're not even really booing him at this point. Rarely home on Saturday, that's fair. Oh, we're getting the old retro video of, you know, the VHSs of the times where they've always been together. No, there was a couple spots that were choppy off the start, so, and we're getting the same feed tonight. It should be a little better now. Like the first couple minutes were a little off, but. What's going to be interesting is what does Busted Open do for pay-per-views? They'll cover. I think MMA gets their own channel, personally, by the way, for anybody that's wondering about that part. But yeah, they'll have coverage. Like, they've announced that Denise Salcedo is going to be running every Thursday Night Impact post-show. Oh, there. Okay. Don't cheer yet. I'm still talking here. Excited for the Matt Cardona Sam Roberts. Is Matt Cardona going with Sam Roberts, or is it 2 separate ones? Ooh. Tuesday after. Okay, that's fair. Oh, Cardona's hosting Tuesday Busted. That's fair. And you got Natty there as well. You got Thunder Rosa working there as well. Like, you got Nick Nemeth there. Like, they got a roster.
Aren't laughing with you, they're laughing right in your face. Do you think they care about you?
They all care about you. They got plenty. Yeah, well,
Cared about you.
Bully Ray DJ shit. Well, could you imagine him spinning some tunes?
I'm talking. No, this is my time. This is my time to talk.
And these fans don't like. I've always been worried about having a promo this early. You like Bully Ray? He's turned me down quite a bit here. FTR versus Outrunner. If they're gonna do that, that almost feels like a pre-show match. To be honest with you, I don't think it's gonna be much more than that.
These people, oh my God, break your bodies. Oh my God, this is awesome. Please, God, give me a 5-star match. Give me a 5-star match, please. Oh my God, that's what you signed with. I don't blame you.
Yeah, this video is a little scrambly.
You're gonna have to learn the hard way, just like we did.
Well, FTR, I think they had to lose their shine to get that heel push that they wanted. Because the way they're doing it, they got to do it psych different, right?
This little stick you've got is gonna make you a lot of money. But it'll never make you FTR money. Because you'll never be FTR good. Top guys, out.
Yeah, no, there's going to be some response.
You know something, Dax? Maybe you're right. Maybe the Outrunners aren't everybody's cup of tea. Maybe we like to have a little bit of fun sometimes.
Maybe we'd like a little bit of fun sometime.
Maybe we came up short against the Hurt Syndicate. But from the bottom of my heart, I know there's one thing you're dead wrong about. I look out into
Don't do it, he says. I love this.
I see all these Outrunner shirts. I'll be damned if these people ever stop believing in the Outrunners.
Mega 6-man, Stokely and FTR versus Shivani the Outrunners. I'm going to give you a rip shot just for the Shivani thing.
I don't think this was ever a mistake of you not believing in me, or me not believing in you, or any of these people not believing in the Outrunners.
Didn't he just say that they shouldn't believe in him whatsoever?
We believed in you. We believed that you would be our mentors. We believed that you would be our friends.
Want to see Shivani and Zumbas?
To the top, but then
Uh-oh.
get something just a little bit
I'll just leave it as an uh-oh for the moment.
like a couple of flies. Yeah. The Outrunners like to have fun. Sure, we like to flex our muscles a little bit. But the Outrunners were put on this earth to wrestle. We were put on this earth to entertain. And after tonight, the Outrunners were put on this earth to whoop FTR's ass.
All right. So are we going to get this next week, or are we going to... No, I got to get on the apron to bail. Of course they're going to bail.
I mean, we would, but here's the thing, FTR, they don't fight for free, especially not in Washington.
But there's no state tax in Washington. You should fight for a little cheaper.
If you want to fight, we can do it next week. Ontario, California, see you there, boys.
All right, well, they're setting up a match for next week. Like, why don't you set up a match for tonight on here? Oh, and if you haven't heard, we get 2 women's matches on the card tonight. We got Queen Almanada versus Sky Blue. We also getting Megan Bain versus Vert Vixen. And if you haven't heard of Vert Vixen, maybe you should. Uh-oh. No. I like these tape shows for the fact there's no pissing around. Let's go straight to the next segment. Kick to the back. All right. Yeah, this is just basically like these two as a tag team is going to be absolutely freaking awesome. FTR don't work on Thursday like Triple H. You didn't work on Tuesday. I like that thought of there. I like that thought. I like that thinking. So does that mean he's suspended next week too? Which would suck, but it makes sense. Oh, there's going to be so many shenanigans in this men's title match at the pay-per-view. It's guaranteed. So many shenanigans. Hey, we got father and son taking on Brian Keith and Big Bill tonight. I really wonder if we're going to get the split tonight. Mr. Turtleneck is back on the screen. I think that's where you see Swerve helping hang. Yeah, like the final scene of the night before the pin is going to be Swerve missing Hangman and hitting Mox by choice, which is going to lead to a buckshot by Page for the win. Storytelling just writes itself there. Like, it is just straight up. That's it. The thing is, everything's just writing itself in this one. The women's match isn't. So that's why I'm like, that's why I think there's more of a probability that the women's match will be the main event. So they literally got away from Jericho's music all the way. The rumors AEW not only has women's tag, yeah, like I guarantee you they've made up some intergenerational tag titles. Christian Cage would be the guy to do that, right? And that's sort of the reason why the Christian Cope tag is slowed down. And yes, I know that SRS isn't the most reputable to some of you here, but I'll swear by him. He has mentioned that that Christian's actually the one that slowed down the Cope Christian possible tag team. That's why I think tonight might actually be the night to do it. Because Christian wanted to finish off this thing with Nick because they really do have something here. And to be honest, he's not wrong. Like, this is working a little bit better than what Jericho's been doing with his guys. I think the Christian Cope team, yeah, eventually they'll get there. You know they're going to get there. Like, there's too much of a demand for it. But if you're a wrestling promoter, and I know this is something that's quite often a case, there's a level of we need this, we need this, we need this, we need this. Then you start going down this slope of, all right, well, we're never going to get it, so let's just forget about it. And get to the point where they're just forgetting about it. Give it a little bit of a break so nobody's even thinking about it. Then when it happens, the pop just, it's like a scale going here and then down a little bit and boom, gone. It's a very, very, very delicate art to deal with. But when it hits, it can be some of the best ever. It's like I was mentioning earlier in the show, like, or just before we were starting tonight. The couple people I want to see in that Gauntlet Battle Royal or the Gauntlet match, I want to see Athena in it. I want her to see her get number one, but Statlander number one isn't the worst thing in the world. Number one and number two can be just as good. And Briscoe number one, you have MJF attack him and take the number one spot just for the hell of it.
The fact that he's wrestling with his adopted father, I guess.
Want Willow to be number two? It wouldn't surprise me. I'd rather see Athena just get her moment. Or get a surprise in at number two, if not number three. But the person I want to see in the men's battle royal, Keith motherfucking Lee. You put Keith Lee in there at home, and Keith actually was on socials today saying he is ready to go. Good to see you tonight, Zodiac. Always a pleasure. Hope you're reveling in your victories and your first place finish in my GM last night, as we're going to be going into Section 3 next Wednesday. But yeah, it looks like next week we're getting FTR versus Outrunners, which it'll be interesting. And you can tell all four of these guys are going to be in the gauntlet. Long way to go. Got to keep it close. Yeah, fair enough. You're just trying, keep us all in reach before you pull away from it, right? Oh, once again, everybody, for anybody that showed up earlier today as part of our River City Girls 2 stream earlier today, thank you for stopping by. Got a good chunk of that done today. There's been so much video I've been going through today. There's wrestling, there's River City Girls 2. They had the Capcom presentation, 3 hours ago? And then halfway through this show is the Arc System Works presentation, which I'm going to catch up on after we're done here tonight. Oh, that's right. They're doing Supercard on the 11th. So I must thank the person who allowed Finn Reigns to swim in the summer to a crescending boil. Yeah. Oh, God. Bill just ripping apart Christian. And, of course, we go straight to a commercial break. So are they going to run that match or what? Oh, you're talking about... Yeah. Oh, you're talking about my GM. My bad. Yeah. No, Vic screwed us over in the first PLE. And then, of course, he makes things rough in just before the second one, but then turns out absolutely perfect as you get into the PLE. So we both ended up doing a great job on that one. So very happy about how things turned out so far. We're in the top two and just cruising along. And yeah, for those that are wondering, we are going to be getting back into the offline GM after All In. Giving ourselves a little bit of break right now. This weekend we got MLB The Show. The WCW just became scared. Well, when the Prime bottle's now in a feud with John Cena, things are going crazy there, right? And honestly, I think 1 week of having ECW taken over by the CPU might not have been a worse thing for them either. Because they got to straighten out some of those feuds, get things straightened out, get things loaded up. And yeah, I think everybody's in a good pace to get in a good position here now, so. Except for me, I'm bleeding money all over the place, so. What's scarier is that the AI had a sense of humor? Well, fair enough. When the only cruiser you had to face Cena was the Prime bottle, you know it's got to be a good thing, right? Sticking with the iced tea tonight. Try and get away from the Pepsi a little bit too much tonight. So, once again, everybody, just thank you, everybody, for whoever's sending out the socials. Like from, I try to get everything out on Blue Sky and on X, Twitter, shitter, whatever you want to call it. Just because those are most commonly the two places to share. Ah, yes, I already got the drink in for you, so. But they got rid of it. They weren't using the Learning Tree music tonight. It was just some generic something. I'll take the hydrate for it, but. It's even more generic than usual. I just get a kick out of the fact that it's sort of a reversal of favors here. We got John Cena on AEW TV. We got Samoa Joe on WWE TV advertising for Peacock with Twisted Metal, right? Coach, we're gonna have a show and bus. So many people are going to be polarizing on that thing. I don't know how it's going to turn out, to be honest. I guess they'll figure out by numbers and who watches what and when and how. But you know what? The fact that we have... Yeah, we were talking about that. And, Reigns is going to play Akuma. We got Jason Momoa playing... There's a whole bunch of guys that are part of that roster there. Jason Momoa's in it. I got to remember to look through the whole list here of everybody, but they're actually going for broke on this one. I just hope it turns into a decent one. Oh, 50, that's right, 50 Cent's going to be Balrog. Well, get the haircut down. It's not going to take much to put that little shade patch in. I just want it to be good. That's all I care about. Just please let it be good. Please let it be good. I don't want it to turn into some, you know, we got every star in the world in it. It just turns into a big flame out. AKA Justice League, the original one. Nigel is really trying here right now. People have been wanting to cheer Bill for such a long time. Now they're finally getting a chance to really do... Oh, God. Was that Nick's tooth? If it's a flamebout, I want more cheese than an explosion at Cheese Whiz Factory. Yeah, if it's going to be bad, make it really real bad, but I do not want it. We've had enough cheese. Like, I want it to sell like the new Outfit 4s are going to be for Street Fighter 6. If you haven't seen them yet, well, they've decided to go with the swimsuit edition for Outfit 4. They announced the first 7, and, well, like I mentioned before. And, of course... All right, well, Wayne's dead. Can Sydney Sweetie be... might almost be. All I can say is... Well... I don't know. I don't know who they got planned. I think they only announced Chun-Li, and the name didn't remind me of anyone. Templara, Brody King versus Rocky Romero and Hechicero. That's going to be a dirty good match. Like, Queen Aminata Sky Blue could be very scary. Then, of course, Josh and Adam Cole, I called that yesterday about 5 seconds after he announced the open challenge. Ooh, what a knee. Wow. Oh no, this is where it all goes downhill. Bill's dead. Mother Wayne, for somebody who has not had any wrestling training, is doing a hell of a job here. Oh my God. That is an interesting way to do a headbutt. It's almost like doing an uppercut like that. She's been around it most. Fair enough. Yeah. No, she's been around it. Just the fact that she's just become a natural the way she has. Damn it, Bill. I love how Kip's just getting no attention whatsoever here. Now, I wonder when this team's going to break up. Like, you know that's eventually how this is going to get to Cope. Nick's going to fuck something up. Christian's going to be like, I need a partner that'll actually do something. He's barely what? I need my brother. When Luchasaurus gets better, well, we're not sure what's going to happen there. There might be a heart condition going on. Oh, geez, here we go. All right, as we hit kind of a commercial break here. No, this card is absolutely stacked. Like, this is the fun part about AEW right now. Now that the roster is completely, well, I'm not going to say completely, but for the most part, we got most of the people that are scheduled to be around are going to be here for a while. Barring injury, of course, but it looks like everybody's back to full stamina, as they call it. And it's just perfect timing as they're running into the top time of the year for AEW here. Whether it be All-In Week, the middle of the summer here, where they're hitting Dynamite 300 and Collision 100, which is a real coincidence that they're running at the same time. Considering Dynamite started in September and Collision started in August. So I think this is one of those perfect times where everything just literally worked together perfectly in one spot. So oh, shameful. There's a spot where you don't really need the WWE releases anymore. Yeah. And Tony Khan has said that he's being a lot more particular about it. And he wants to find people that once they leave, it's just not a given that they're going to be going into AEW. They got to show that they really want to be there, show that they have the ability to keep up with the talent, and the fact that they do get to be a little more picky. So then they don't have to worry about the Andrades, the Malakais, the Rusevs, the ones that, you know, they're the names that get. And don't get me wrong, those signings actually were at the time absolutely great. But you see what kind of flameout they ended up being. I'm not going to consider Mariah May in that same category because we all knew going in her goal was WWE, and we talked about that before. I know a lot of people are taking a lot of umbrance about how she was wanting to be in the WWE while she was an AEW champion. I will never fault anybody for wanting to achieve their dreams. It's not that she wasn't grateful. It's the fact that, you know, her dream is to go here. Like, you can be happy at your job and still want to get a better job on top of that. And I'm sure that a lot of people are in that situation right now. When it comes to their job, they're somewhat satisfied. They might not be overly happy, but they're satisfied. But you always want to get into something better. And the fact that Rusev got hurt and never recovered, plus his gimmick was never quite clean. Yeah.
Bravo, what an impressive debut. And I also heard what you said last week about becoming the first father and son tag team champion. Lofty aspirations, I must say. But coming from you in Cage, one of the greatest tag team champions in history, is that statement a lot of gravitas. However, I mean, as great as you are, heard me, you're kidding. And it's talented. Congratulations, champ. He's still just a kid.
Okay.
Got a lot of respect. Don't do this to yourself. You
We're just finishing up the MVP promo here.
don't do it. Are you trying to convince yourself? Or are you trying to convince me? Because you see, by the rule, never trust a criminal.
Wow. Never trust a criminal.
You got caught. But here's the more disturbing part about it. You're actually a better criminal than you are a manager. I am the patriarch. I run AEW. I want those AEW Tag Team Championships. They're as good as ours. Do I make myself clear? Crystal. Christian. But, I just, wanted to say good luck.
Are we gonna get Christian just laughed, so that'll roughly tell you where we are here. But yeah, I think there might be a way that this is how they introduce the father and son titles, because Christian turns around and says, yeah, I'm not here for your titles. We have our own titles. Templario going with the dark gear tonight. I like it. And the fact that Brody King is going to murder somebody tonight, it's always great. Oh, well, I'm happy to see that you're a little bit ahead tonight. I do know that the video was a little scratchy in a couple spots here. Yeah, run Rock. Well, Rocky's there to take a pin, right? Hitchicero normally doesn't take a pin. And if you want to get Brody a win, you got to have somebody there to, eat the fall. And Rocky's never been shy to take a fall anymore.
call this a sucker riot?
Son of a gun!
Come on, boys. Let's take him to school. Oi! Oi!
How the hell you doing tonight? Thank you, Raiders, popping in. Welcome. I am Mike the Rev, variety streamer. Acknowledge your tribal Twitch enforcer, Mike the Ref, always. Thank you for the Yeet raid. Nick, how was stream tonight? I thought you would be on a little bit longer there with Impact coming up. Oh, life's going good. Guys, if you're not following Nick, please do. He's got a lot of great content going down right now, wrestling related. Plus, every Friday night he has Kingdom Wrestling on his Twitch channel, his WWE Universe mode. Yo, 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 and away we go with Collision. We're just doing 2K tonight, no energy to do That's fair. And we, yeah, this is my second stream today, because earlier today we were doing River City Girls, and now I'm in here for doing AEW Collision, which decided wanted to pop in a Thursday. Cody, what did Jinder say? Welcome, Raiders, by the way, if you are new here. Oh God, we got fights in the chat. Just, you know, if you haven't dropped a follow yet, please do. My name's Mike the Rev, variety streamer, former pro wrestling commentator, former professional referee for different sports. Well, not professional, I guess not full time, but I was an actual referee. Soccer, volleyball. We stream all AEW shows. We have WWE 2K25 on here, plus a lot of other content going down. Like I mentioned earlier, we're doing River City Girls. Tomorrow we're doing MLB The Show with the Weekend Classic. Yeah, Jinder, we popped over here. Same thing, Cody. I don't mind. You guys can, don't worry about it. I've been in your chat hiding. I do not have any formal referee training. I was a GM and a broadcaster for a few wrestling promotions. That's about it in town. And Jinder, if you guys want me in there, I am already a character up that you can upload. It is Mike the Ref on 2K25. You can pull it. I was a general manager. I was also a ring announcer, color commentator. Non-active positions, but I will not push for anybody. My free agency fee is quite expensive, so it's up to, If you guys are interested in some of the stuff that I was commentating on, you can check out our YouTube channel, ! Wrestling, I think it is. There it is. There you go. There's the link to the YouTube channel. We are actually simulcasting over on YouTube as well, so yeah, I pop in. I lurk in Nick's chat quite a bit here. Get multiple commentary things in Hinder, and I... Thank you for the compliments. I appreciate all of you. But yeah, tonight we're watching AEW Collision. We've had a few things go down. We found out FTR is going to be taking on the Outriders next Saturday for Collision 100. Nick Wayne and Christian got a victory over Big Bill and Brian Keith, and they approached MVP. Templario ran down halfway down the ring to get the tag. I love how things can be loose and fight here. Yeah, 100. I can't... Well, it's actually weird, Nats, that they get Collision 100 and Dynamite 300 in the same week. Which actually, with a few cancellations and whatnot, actually works out, right? Appreciate all the support. Nah, you know what? I'm just happy that, you're doing well. as we go to a commercial break here. For those those watching Collision in the States, you guys get picture-in-picture. Up here in Canada, we get a straight commercial. So forgive me if I don't commentate on anything that's going on here. Maybe one of these times, if you guys want, I can actually just provide full commentary for the show. The only problem is the show doesn't sync up for everybody. Like, for example, tonight, Zodiac, your video is actually ahead of mine. So, no, Nick, I've always appreciated it.
One more for the good guys.
Cody, thank you for joining the Players Pit. Enjoy the food, enjoy the company, watch out for the punch. It might get spiked. There's a fellow in here, Mick G, that we're still trying to convict for spiking our punch here. Unfortunately, we still haven't come back for the DNA evidence because, well, budget cuts. Damn budget cuts. Now, Nick, I hope you have an absolutely exemplary summer here. I know that you're on summer break. Our jail break for our kids is tomorrow. I am not looking forward to that ride home from work because I'm going to be working right on the outskirts of Edmonton here. I live in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, by the way. The home of Victory Road 2025, which is on my birthday, September 26th. It almost seems automatic that I'll be there. So, yeah, it'll be brutal. I'm lucky. I do want to find out how much tickets are, though, before I really commit. I know that a couple years ago they were not bad, but never been to TNA before. I haven't yet. Punch got spiked. Does that mean he hits people with spiked knuckles? I don't want to know what those... I don't know what he used to mix things up in there. He might have stuck his fingers in there with some stuff. I don't want...
No, please, no.
I just don't want to think about it. I was at a few TNA shows when they did Universal shows. Yeah, and I've had friends that were there, and like I do know a few wrestlers per se just from my time from being here and whatnot, and I would love to get to that show. And it's actually funny because the venue that they're going to be using for Victory Road is actually going to be the original one that they used for the old Stampede Wrestling back in the 80s. The venue that they're going to use, the Edmonton Expo Center, currently is the home to the Edmonton Stingers of the Canadian Elite Basketball League. And yeah, it's going to get converted over into a wrestling ring. And well, and I would say they probably can hold close to 3,000 in there. So it's so weird because the entrance through the front of the park, you'd see Angle and AJ Styles work. That's the thing. Like, depending on where you sit. Cannonball! Hit Yourselves half dead. No, Rocky is not pinned here. That's why this is not going to end. The venue only had one door. I've had a few places where the venue is actually the entrance. Oh no. What a leg lock here. Hitchicero just pulls it right out of nowhere here. There he got there, thank... Hey, isn't Hitchicero tapping? Assuming wrestling... I'll give you that one there. Oh, like... Yeah, if you guys weren't around yesterday, if you didn't hear what we got scheduled for next week, We got Mina Shirakawa, Mercedes Moné. We got Ibushi and Okada, which I think is going to be a non-finish. AEW doesn't do a lot of non-finishes, but I think that one might be. Either that or Okada gets the win out of some cheating just to get ready for the show next week. Because you got to remember, next week we got Dynamite and Collision, and then the week after we're going straight into Dallas week, which is going to be flipping amazing. Non-finish Omega comes back. Yeah, something like that. That's what I sort of think is going to happen. Yeah, plans for me are actually to do a sidecast for that as well. If everything goes well, that's when... Oh my God, what are they doing here? Templario does a stomp on the Hechicero, who's sitting on the back of... trying to put a sleeper on King. Jesus criminy. Yeah, I'm so looking forward to that week of wrestling. And yeah, the StarCast lineup is absolutely amazing. Gonzo bomb, and there's Rocky for the pin. I told you, Rocky's there to take the pin. It's like, there's something I will never do. Did that actually die? Oh my God, that sound actually went away. My soundboard dies halfway through. That's always great. Damn you.
You told some of the biggest lies that I've ever heard of in my whole life.
Just want to make sure we got that one in there, just because that's... Oh, we get a Mercedes Moné promo now. Like we have to put her over again. StarCast equals WWE World, essentially. Yes and no. I think it's more AEW World. It'd be a better way to put it. And I do honestly feel that there is going to start being a slow transition of all the indies that go to WrestleMania week because of all the regulations and all the costs. And let's face it, we're going back to Vegas again this year, and Vegas was so damn expensive for so many of these promotions. Plus, a lot of them couldn't get out of their deals for New Orleans. Like, they rented halls for New Orleans for WrestleMania week for their independent shows. And now they got to automatically reschedule. I almost feel that they might... A lot of them are going to start moving towards AEW in that all-in weekend. And I do feel that, like, Tony's already said he wants to do all-in and hold that Butler. Silent film again. Mercedes smashing the silent film. Oh my God, she used the M word. She used the M word, chat. What's going on here? Not allowed. Could you imagine she becomes 5 belts Monet after next week? All right. Well, we got some beeps going on. We got some murder intent.
Like the dog that you are. And now,
Oh my God, those shoes.
all of your face. And Amina, since I know that you're watching
I wonder if Mortos has a pair of shoes like that that she wears.
my 300s, could be match 1,000 for me. And Tony, darling, I hope that you're watching ringside. And I'll even buy you a nice steak dinner to see if you can even stomach the preview of the beating that I'm gonna get you at all in Texas. Because while the two of you are playing checkers, I'm playing chess.
Something about Monet's outfit doing a lot. I will allow that to come in for you, sir. I'm just waiting for Megan Bain to show up so I can hit that button again. As we hit another commercial break. Like, the way they're building up this story and the fact that it's not your prototypical story between Monet and Storm compared to what you're seeing with Paige and Moxley. Paige and Moxley, there is a lot of layers to it. But in many ways, a lot of us are seeing what's coming up. Like, a lot of us here, like if I did a poll right now, which I'm not going to because, well, frankly, Panda Marino, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Yeah, for all the, if we took a poll about what's going on here tonight and who we think's going to win the men's championship at All In, I'd almost think we'd have a 90-10 in favor of Hangman winning it. Like, it's almost a foregone conclusion. Like, some people are going to deny it. Some people are going to hide it. That's what they do. But you have others that, for the other match, the women's match, right now, you really can't tell which way they're going to go. Are they going to go Monet? Are they going to go Storm? Either way, I think this is a little bit more undecided on how this finishes. Do I think Monet comes in and just sweeps all the titles? Maybe. Do I think Toni Storm comes in and just basically gets shot to the moon by beating Mercedes? And this is the beginning of her crumbling empire? Maybe. But I don't think it's as cut and dry as anybody would expect. So to me, it actually feels like the women's match is more of a secure thing to be a main event. The women's match there. Also announced for Supercard of Honor Pure Championship, Lee Moriarty and Blue Panther. There we go. I wonder if Danielson's going to be in Blue Panther's corner after they actually showed the footage of Danielson saving Blue Panther last week. They actually showed the footage. Like, I don't know if we're going to get the footage tonight of Max Caster's open challenge to close out the show. Like, this show's taped yesterday, right? So they did the Max Caster challenge. The Max Caster challenge was answered by the one and only Bryan Danielson last night. They're in Seattle. It's basically his home. Aberdeen is just outside of Seattle. Before the bell, Adam Cole gives a super kick to Caster, knocking him down. The bell rings. LaBelle lock, tap out, 8 seconds flat.
Next week at Dynamite 300, Mercedes Moné versus Mercedes. These are the kinds of games that you want to play. I was born on a roulette table, baby. I'll play snooker with your snatch. I'll play tic-tac-toe with your tits. And next week, when I watch the love of my life play cornhole with your... Hey, Tony. I know you are angry. I know you're worried about All In that next week. I face Mercedes for the TBS title. No matter what happens, do not get involved. You do not know what? Oh, me.
Oh my God.
Keep her alive, will you? Because I want to finish the job.
Wow. That's an interesting promo. No, Rick Hurst. Cletus Hogg of the Dukes. Oh, Mo. Cletus passed away, damn it. Oh. Zodiac, on your behalf. And you know what? I'll just throw a second one in just for the hell of it. Now, this will be somewhat of a quick match. Verd Vixen is a hell of an independent talent. I do hope that she gets a future push in WWE, or sorry, in AEW, especially in the ROH section. I think she would do absolutely great down there. But and not just because she likes the video game gimmick. No information, just her name. So she is a top talent in Defy Wrestling in the Northwest. But yeah, Megan's gonna... I think Megan's ready for lunch right now. But when it comes to Mercedes... Sorry. I missed one of the very important sound that we had from earlier. That would be Tony Storm at this moment after watching that video. And here comes the Defy chant. This is why they're doing that chant. And yeah, this is going to be a murder. Megan Bayne probably had like 14 cans before the match. I don't mind this a bit here right now. And this is a little different than their usual matches here in AEW. Typically when you have what we coin around here an already in the ring match, because I refuse to call them jobbers because, you know, they are competitive wrestlers and there's a negative stereotype towards jobbers. So we call it an already in the ring match. But typically, like, most already in the ring matches, they give them a little bit of offense. And Vert's getting a little bit right now, but all it is a few kicks and a few punches. Megan's got that look of, no. Thanks for that, but no, we're not playing this anymore. As we fly, oh my God, there it is. Nice little lariat. We're going to get Faith Descent F12 right away. Here it comes. And you can tell, by the way, you can tell when people are used to taking that move or not. When you cross your legs as you got you in the fireman's carry, you know you're ready to take it. If you keep your legs loose, it's hard to keep your balance. But another victory for Megan Bayne, just trying to get her back on track here a little bit. These tag matches have been a little bit... Penelope's been costing her a few victories here lately. Well, at least storyline-wise, of course. Oh, hi, Penelope. I almost feel that Megan Bayne might even be the one to win that gauntlet. All right, Bowens, what are you going to say now? You're pissed off?
Entering the Casino Gauntlet qualifying match. Now, 2 weeks ago, things didn't really go my way, and
the hell?
That we need to get our stuff together quick. So I told him to stay home to rethink that strategy, and next week you're going to see that strategy come into play. Because when I win this match, I I get to enter that gauntlet at number 2. And you cannot have the biggest pay-per-view, the biggest show of the year all in without your pride. Don't believe me? Well, I got 5 tools and 1 rule. That's prove them wrong.
Okay, Anthony. I'm still pissed off the fact they actually have a proving ground match for a casino gauntlet. It's supposed to be all about surprises, right? So, little upset that they're actually still doing that, but there are only 6 actors in the Dukes of Hazzard still living. Wolpat, Schneider, Bach, Jones, Schroyer, and Cherry, yeah. It sucks. We're all getting older. And that show was from what? The 70s? So, do I take it that Callis is gone this week? I will feel good if that's the case. So that's how they're calling it. Okay. So that at least they're telling a story here, and this is what I like about AEW. 79 to 85, yeah. Well, it debuted when I was 1 year old when it debuted. So yeah, it's reminds you of getting old. Baby. For those that are new here, just to remember, this is an Adam Cole appreciation zone here. Always has been, always will be. So, well, at least, you know, until he does something stupid, which so far Cole, other than the fact that he's been very injury prone, hasn't done anything really stupid to ruin things here. So. No, Rick, basically, it just sum it up, basically, just appreciate the things you have while you have it. That's a goal I have for most of my life here these days. Because there are certain things in life they're not going to be here forever. Sort of like my hair. Granted, that was gone way long ago, but I digress. 26 different champions over 6 years. So that's one every 3 months. But you also got to remember, in those 26 reigns, you got Cody Rhodes and Sammy Guevara basically swapping back and forth like it was a piñata. Or swapping it in like a swap meet for coupons. Sorry, I was watching the Bones episode before it came on here, so it was all about that. Hey, now, Bald is beautiful. I watch Ricochet. So I gotta be careful of that. Hashtag Bald Brotherhood. No! If Ricochet's a part of that, I don't want any part of that. I'll grow 3 hairs out of my ear in order to get out of that one if I need to. Remember that Cody Rhodes fella? Whatever happened to that fella? Yeah, well. The only thing I don't like about Cody right now is the fact that he does. Him and Danielson always talked about being free to lie to get the right story across. And like Danielson always talked about, you know, it's one of the gifts that you're able to lie to fans about, you know, like in essence to keep a kayfabe, right? And Cody seems to do that a little bit too much to the point where he starts fibbing about stuff that he really doesn't need to. Like, do I think he was a influential person as part of the Bullet Club? Yes. Was he the most successful man in the Bullet Club? Hell no. Most people would have said that after after Cody joined, everything started to fall apart for the Bullet Club to the point where it's basically on pins and needles now. The Bullet Club now, like while there's some great wrestlers a part of it, it almost feels like it's WCW, or sorry, NWO Wolfpack 2000 is the best way to explain it. Oh, wow. Most successful member of the Bullet Club was obviously OG Bone Soldier. Hey, Crowder, how you doing tonight? Hope you're doing well. Once again, everybody, like, for those that have been popping in and just on social media and just repeating it, like reposting and liking posts that I've been putting out about the show tonight, I appreciate you guys a lot. I know I've been a little bit lackadaisical about that. My goal in July starting in July, is to get that fired up a little bit more. It's going to be on top of the fact we're going to be going to TikTok for the first little bit. And yeah, Nats, I know you're not going to be a part of it. I know you said you won't be, but the fact we're gonna give it a shot, see how it goes. As long as I can find the proper moderator tools for it, it will be fine. Most successful Bullet Club member, Bad Luck Fale. I wouldn't. He's the longest reigning member. I will say that. As we go to our first commercial break, as Alexander's dominating here. I'd almost have to say you might even go, you're being, actually, Jay Quick, I'll be honest with you. For longest running member, I almost say that might be, in many ways, Bad Luck Fale in the Bullet Club sort of reminds me of what Konosuke Takeshita was when he first came into AEW and was like the early part of his run with Don Callis before they really found a character for him and put him into the alpha position here. Takeshita early on reminded me of those old kung fu movies where you see the one guy in the suit just stand there because you know he's going to do something spectacular. And that's the aura that Fale gave when he was there. So as much as you're being sarcastic, there's a way to get in there to say that, you know, he was possibly the most successful Bullet Club member. Because longest reigning does mean a lot. I would have to say, in many respects, you might have to go with Kenny Omega for the most successful. In terms of personal-wise, Kenny Omega. In terms of group success, who would you guys consider the most success? Like, it can be a group of people, but Kenny or AJ? Yeah, Kenny or AJ in terms of personal success, I think those two would probably be the tops. Like, Fergal did get a lot of push there, but did it formulate into a lot of titles and a lengthy title run? I think WWE sort of cut that a little short. I still think it's AJ Styles who was on top of Bullet Club and New Japan was his popular. That's fair. And that makes a lot of sense. Like, there was that big spike that came in when the Jericho Omega match was announced too. I think personally, that's when it started getting the international spike. But no, I would not argue one bit saying AJ Styles. And that early, just prior to that, when New Japan was firing on all cylinders on its own, without any North American notoriety to the level it is now. Like, yes, it's cooled off, but at least in North America now, New Japan's sort of not only recognized, but encouraged. Like, everybody knows what they are, and it isn't just appointment viewing, or sorry, not appointment viewing. It's not mandatory viewing to watch it. Like, you're being forced to watch it. And I don't mean mandatory viewing as in you have to go watch everything. but it is a destination that would be appealing to go check out. But yeah, for everything going on, you guys are rocking it tonight. I just want to give a shout out to all of you here tonight. You make this Sidecast so much easier. When you guys have thoughts, you guys have opinions, you have questions. And for anybody that's new here and hasn't been here before, we are pretty wide open in terms of what you can talk about here. All we ever ask is if you're going to critique something, just don't critique it because you think it sucks. I don't like a storyline. We can disagree about that, and it's fine. But if you're just we've mentioned here before, the last two people that we blocked here basically came in after some of the greatest AEW shows ever and said that the show was C+ at best, no storyline, no discussion whatsoever. Critique in good faith. That's exactly it, PJC. And honestly, I'm going to steal that, and it's going to be part of the chat rules that I'm going to put it like I already have in here. I want to fix that up. Instead of don't be a troll, I'm going to say critique in good faith. And the one thing about this channel is if you have a possible solution to a problem, feel free to bring it up. We are all about solutions here. Another All Elite Arcade podcast sign. I appreciate that. Shout out to Adam Cole and his other work in AEW. So for people asking, that is a flapjack. A lot of people have been asking what a flapjack is. That is a flapjack. Kenton bomb, damn. Knee to the back of the head. That's a Don Callis special right there. For those that didn't know, when Don Callis actually wrestled in the 80s, before he became a manager in WWF and ECW and whatnot, his finishing move was the was that diving knee to the chest. The one that Josh Alexander just did to a standing Cole. Now, what's the difference between a flapjack and a pancake? The thickness in the sauce. We've been I'm in a personal little chat group with a lot of local fans here, and we were trying to figure this out for a while. I'm thinking a pancake is something Keith Lee would do. Hey, Cody, thanks for coming back. Appreciate you. We're in the middle of Adam Cole and Josh Alexander going absolutely bonkers right now. For those that are watching and not sure if you should keep watching, stick around. This is a taped episode. We're just straight up with that. There's been a lot of positive comments about the Kyle versus Kyle match coming up. Kyle O'Reilly and Kyle Fletcher. Don Callis had a hell of a match against Giant Divine PWA a long, long time ago. Yeah. Was that PWA or was that Old Stampede? Because PWA really didn't show up until after Callis had his couple runs there, wasn't it? He might have been wrestling after he left ECW too, though. So. Honestly, Rick, I appreciate you regardless being here. In terms of ad breaks, what I highly recommend to everybody, twitch.tv/turbo. It's the cost of basically 2 subs a month, and you get all the all your channels will be ad free, and that revenue goes towards the streamers. So I understand, and that Prime sub, I want to make sure you give that to Nick because I know you guys are brothers forever. It was when he was DOA and TNA. I want to say, 2003 in Reds. Oh, Jesus. That's bringing some. That's like the early days of PWA. Because I think PWA was like a 2001. I would have to say. For those that don't know, and sorry, we're talking a little local here. The PWA is the Prairie Wrestling Alliance. Check out Prairie Wrestling Alliance on YouTube. Big Bad Boris did a great job getting video up there when he could. But it was another case of a promoter thinking that online video and clicks cannot drive revenue. Sorry, it's one of the biggest problems we had in Alberta. I don't want to... Oh, and there's the boom. We're done. What a flippin' match. I know we haven't been talking about it much, but my God, this was a hell of a fun match. Alexander giving everything he got. I assume that we're going to get Kyle Fletcher come out to attack. And Kyle O'Reilly for the save and whatnot. Fight forever.
One more for the good guys.
Damoiske, thank you for the follow. I hope I said that right. Welcome to the Players Pit. Enjoy the food. Enjoy the company. Watch out for the punch. It might be spiked. Once again, everybody, thank you for the follows. Thank you for, just being here tonight. And don't forget, Nick sent you. Hey, Nick is a hell of a guy. Despite what all tests say and what, I know Rick said some dirty things in the private chat before this, but, just... I kid.
Earlier tonight, you told AR Fox that you thought he had everything you were looking for in a partner. Why did you walk out on him during the tag? Hey, yo, what up? Hey, what was that out there, man? Come on now. What are you talking about? You left me.
Oh, what the hell? Yeah. So, for those that aren't familiar, the Gates of Agony, Ricochet was out there last week talking about it tonight. He was talking about wanting to find some guys that roll with Ricochet, who can roll with Ricochet. It looks like Ricochet's found some bodies. Well, it looks like Ricochet's found his backup, as we're going to get Queen Aminata and Sky Blue coming up next here. We opened up with a 15-minute promo with FTR and the Outrunners. Basically, long story short, we're getting next week for Collision 100, we're getting FTR versus the Outrunners. Going to blow up that feud somehow. And then... we also have Mercedes Moné with a conversation with talking about basically how this feud's going into another level with Tony Storm. And then next week on Dynamite, we're getting Mina Shirakawa and Mercedes for the TBS title, which is going to be... That's going to be good. Just straight up, Wednesday's going to be amazeballs. Christian Cage and Nick Wayne came out. Very competitive match. Big Bill, Brian Keith, the opposition. Really good match, but then in the end, Big Bill gets distracted and Brian Keith eats a pin. But after that, we had Christian Cage and Nick Wayne and the whole family meet up with MVP in the back. Christian went and talked about MVP's criminal past. MVP said Christian needed a better partner. We're all saying, yes, you need a better partner, and there's another one just waiting to get back in here. We will see. We'll see. Chat, I do have to ask you a question right now, and I know it's a little late. It's a little late, but will Cope and Christian be booed if Cope comes out as a heel? That's the question I got for you right now. PJC, you were asking about Collision tonight. Officially, there is a NASCAR race that AEW is personally involved with that will be running during their normal time slot. So they got bumped for NASCAR. Honestly, I hope and I think that they move just because Night of Champions is that day. Like, I know it's an afternoon show. I know they're going to be done by, 6 o'clock Eastern, and there's plenty of time to change over. But it also sends a message that this double booking is not AEW's fault. This overbooking of All In Weekend. And Damien, I'm with you. Or Demoy, sorry. I'm with you. I don't think you can. Like, Cope's going to be a hero no matter what happens. Are we going to get like a yay boo team? Sort of like Zodiac did in 2K25 yesterday. Putting Finn and Dragunov together as a face heel team. Hello, folks. Finally, we get this promo. So, Alex Windsor is the newest female signee in AEW. For those that don't know, and Alex tries to not mention it a lot because, well, frankly, she's earned this spot on her own. But she is Mrs. Will Ospreay. And, yeah, she is a hell of a talent. Probably one of the best to come out of England in this generation. And on behalf of the world, let's just get that in there right now for you. Yeah, even as someone who is more of a WWE fan than an AEW fan, I'm over with WWE trying to counter-program AEW. It was cute the first couple times, now just petty. Yeah, like, honestly, the biggest one that's going to suffer for it, and let's be straightforward here, the one that's going to suffer the most for it is NXT. Because NXT is running head-to-head with AEW, and there is no way, I don't think there's any way in hell, there might be, for fans of both, I would say maybe 20%, and that's pushing it, of fans that will watch NXT live versus AEW live on that situation. First of all, AEW is going to be starting before NXT. This is going to be interesting to see how this goes here, by the way. Just throwing this out here with this women's match. Aminata right now is getting into a feud with Tekla and also getting in a feud with fans saying that, Aminata stiffing everybody. But now Sky Blue is in here, and I'm hoping that she can get a little bit of momentum here. I do like the fact that they put her back with Julia, and they're basically running their own thing here, letting Brody run his own thing. I really do hope that Buddy Matthews' ankle is getting better. Apparently, a lot of the damage that's been happening, Buddy's been saying that, it could be permanent. He might not be able to come back from it. Do I think Buddy maybe shows up next Saturday or a week from Saturday at All In the like, honestly, that gauntlet match, and just based on what we've seen before, like, that gauntlet match literally just oozes surprises, returns. And now the fact that it's both men and women are getting one. And it's also the fact you get so many people on the show. Like, everybody's always complaining, oh, this roster never has enough people on the show. Like, there's so many people that could be on here. 2 gauntlets, that's probably going to be 30 people. We're probably looking at 30 people. I'm hoping that the Buddy Matthews posts are red herrings, just because it's really unfortunate someone so innocent looking is a career ending. Yeah, like, it sucks. And the fact that, and the part that upsets me the most about it is the fact that he really came out at the beginning and started bitching about the ring. Like, if you, oh God, that neck breaker coming down, that was vicious. As we're going into our commercial break once again. I don't think it was meant to be as malicious as it ended up being, but at the same time, yeah, you really put your foot in your mouth when you start talking about that stuff. So, but yeah, just I really do sincerely hope that he comes back. I hope all the grumblings about Keith Lee's comments today lead to him coming back. Could you imagine Keith Lee getting that pop at home? Because if you don't know, Keith Lee is a Texas boy. And he's been saying, like, for those that haven't been on X, yes, I've been suffering through it today. I actually had to post twice since I was online twice today. So Keith Lee has been talking with fans saying, yes, he is in good shape. Yes, he feels ready to go, but he thinks that it's out of his control if he's able to go. That could mean the AEW doctors can't clear him, or they're just finding a good spot for him. And the fact that if he's teasing that he might come back, even if it doesn't happen, that's selling some tickets. Like we were talking before, that there's a possibility that, and I don't think we're going to get it now just because of the way that the promo went down yesterday. The fact that they could actually do MJF versus Mascara Dorada, mask versus hair, to finish up that feud, which I don't think they're going to do now at this point because MJF's going into this feud with Briscoe, which apparently MJF asked for. He wanted this, so I feel bad for Alicia too today. She's been having to defend kosher pickles all day. I don't know who found the video for, or the photo for it, but somebody on X had a picture of MJF holding up a bunch of kosher pickles. And I think it was sort of to mock the All In or the Brawl Out promo by Punk, where he was eating all these pickles and just enjoying life. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun the way things worked out there. And yeah, and I just feel bad for Alicia because if you guys didn't know, Alicia Toot is the significant other of MJF now. They used to be the biggest of enemies, and now they're more than friends. Sorry, just checking up a couple things here. Also checking up the score in the Elks game against the Blue Bombers. I love. Oh, we're back from commercial here. Sorry, chat. I love the fact that, you know, fully respect the Elks to get pumped. Well, it's already 20-10. That was awkward as hell. That small package. It always gets me worried when a woman has a problem with a small package. No, here we go. No. Amanada's probably winning this. You know, Sky Blue never gets victories the way they should. But yeah, looking at this right now, the fact that we're getting the potential to have Ricochet and Gates of Agony. Like, the Gates of Agony have deserved a spot for a while now. Oh, it's going to be nice to be in... they're running a bunch of Thursdays in July, and that scares me a little bit. Oh, and here comes Amanada. And, of course, Sky rolls out to the outside. That's perfect. All these, viral moment moves that I call them, whether it be Devil's Kiss by Vaquer, whether it's Almanada doing these pumps, it's good for a cheap pop. Oh, Scott. Jesus. Sky comes flying with a Meteora.
A leg injury last year that took her out for a long time. Wanted to be careful. Don't want to go too high and risk another injury. So came down with a lot of momentum. Just watch this. The knees right into the midsection. They may have hit heads too, I'm not sure.
I'm glad that these ladies are getting the time, though. Sorry, chat. Momentary diversion there. Oh, God. Sky. Should have been a cold blue there. I don't know, folks. Like, maybe it's just me. You guys can comment. Feel free to comment about this, but it just, Amanada just looks off in so many ways. Like, I know she's fresh. I know she's new. I know she's only a couple years in the game, but in some ways, she reminds me a lot. She reminds me a lot of what happened with Thunder Rosa when she screws up a move. She spends the rest of the match trying to recover. Julia comes right behind her back, then backs off. Oh no, here comes Tekla. Guaranteed. I didn't expect the music, but... All right, well, this is going to be rough. Queen is between a rock and a hard place here. This is gonna suck for Amanada. Who's coming out for the save? Chat, who's coming out? TJ? Okay. I guess this is how you get them away from 2x4 and a pipe is just normal now? Trust me, Ty Mello's learned how to handle a pipe just as Sammy Guevara. But I gotta feel, are we gonna get, this could be the start, this could be the very start, and think about this here. Blood and guts with the women? Wait, let's just... We're going for layers here, folks. Like, just... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess they are trying to set up the Casino Gauntlet issue here, so. This is that preview video that we get, like, you know how you get the mask breakup before the Royal Rumble? This is about as close as we're going to get for that Casino Battle Royal.
Danny Garcia, after months of a rivalry with Adam Cole for the TNT Championship, you've recently teamed up as if you're neutral problems with the Don Callis family. Can you tell me?
That's a little harsh. Problems. If Danny Garcia's got problems with the Don Callis family, that's one thing. The Don Callis family, no problem with Danny Garcia. And all I'm saying is, a couple of weeks ago, my boss, Don Callis, gave you a golden opportunity. Family, and I don't need an answer right now. But I want to bring up a couple of things for you to think about Danny. First, I see you palling around with Adam Cole each and every weekend. Do you think that if the shoe was on the other foot and you were still the TNT champion, do you think Adam Cole would be your friend? I don't know what you're going to say. When you were the TNT champion, he showed you respect. He was friendly. Do you think he was just trying to get close to you? And more importantly,
Sorry, just had to throw something in there.
all I'm saying is, I don't think you know what a real friend looks like.
Oh, what's that supposed to mean? Eh? Cigar, what's that supposed to mean?
Look, when you want some real friends, special. Want a real family, you know where to find us.
Basically, Rocky Romero did the same thing that Mox did to Chris Statlander right there. Just straight up. So Daniel Garcia, maybe they're flipping him. They could. It's not like he's doing anything right now. It just basically, he's in that do-gooder role that I just wish they would get him out of and move him into something a little more substantial for the future here, right? But there is a bit of a holding pattern here as we get closer to the Casino Battle Royal at All In, because I'm assuming Garcia will probably be a part of it. He probably won't have to qualify.
What the hell was that?
Sorry, when Bowens and MJF over the last 2 days have mentioned qualifying matches. What the it's supposed to be all about surprises. It's supposed to be surprises. It's supposed to be stuff that we don't know. It's just, anyway. As we are getting to our main event here coming up after the break here, as per tradition, we go through a rundown of everything that we're going to be doing here on the channel for the upcoming future here. So, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, exclusively on Twitch, we're going to be doing the Weekend Classic with MLB The Show. I want to see me. I went 5-3 in the last one, so hopefully I can do a little better here and get some better cards here. We are moved up because we did play some online games. We have moved up in status, so we are going to have a little tougher challenge. But that'll be coming up on Twitch. Monday, we're probably going to be taking the night off. It's been 7 streams in 6 days if I go Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Tuesday, looks like it'll be Mark of the Wolves again. Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. We do have some arcade stories to record, or else we can get into the Southtown story, which is the World Tour part of the game. Next time we're going to be up on YouTube is going to be our debut on TikTok as well. I hope, if everything works out. I'm working on stuff as we speak here, but we're going to be here for AEW Dynamite 3000. 3000. I said it again, Crowder. Jesus. That's been a lot more episodes than I expect. 300. We're going to be here for AEW 300 Dynamite Edition. Kazuchika Okada, Kota Ibushi in one match. Mercedes Moné, Mina Shirakawa in another. We're going to get a lot more matches booked. We're going to have a lot of insanity for that 2 hours, as we are literally a week and a half away from AEW's biggest show of the year. Following Dynamite, I will be here with friends as we continue on with our My GM mode over on exclusively on the Twitch channel. WWE 2K25 My GM mode. We usually run 5 weeks at a time. And they're bringing up the matches as we speak here. So if you are on the YouTube channel, please make sure you hit the thumbs up. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're on Twitch, if you're not following, make sure you hit the follow button to know every time we go live. But more important than anything else, folks, thank you for being here. It's always appreciative for you guys and girls, hanging out with me, talking wrestling, talking life, talking times. We have gone into some crazy discussions here overall. Hell, last Saturday we just celebrated 5 years of me as an affiliate, and I couldn't have done it without each and every one of you. So once again, thank you everybody for being here. And I literally got that out just as Kyle and Fletcher's music comes up. God damn. This is going to be a fun match. And I'm sorry, I'm spoiling only one thing, folks. The reviews of this match were absolutely through the roof. I'm assuming Fletcher wins to set up a match with Cole. But, hell, O'Reilly's at home. He's a Vancouver guy, Seattle, Vancouver. The only difference is Seattle has the better hockey team. Neither one of them made the playoffs, chat, so calm down. But yeah, this should be an absolutely spectacular match. I like the fact that Fletcher is finally getting into... Like, Fletcher's going to be the future of AEW. This Don Callis family, the majority of it is going to be the future of AEW. Look at what they have. Like, between... Sorry, as I'm... I don't like interrupting introductions, even though timing of the shows are a little off. But honestly, look at Fletcher, look at Takeshita, look at Alexander. Like, Alexander's been around for a while, but he's still a relatively young chicken at this. That is the future of the men's division here, in many ways. You got MJF here as well, who's fairly young. And there's just so many great stars. And let's face it. As we get into the, we're looking at All In. We have Ospreay and Swerve versus the Bucks. If Swerve and Ospreay actually win and the EVP status is gone for the Bucks, kayfabe, of course, this could start signaling the end of essentially the elite era in AEW. And you want to talk about AEW producing new stars. The biggest fault that WCW had is the fact that they weren't willing to produce younger stars. And the fact that they're starting to go through that slow transition here right now. Like, if Fletcher gets that TNT championship off Cole, like, that's going to be a huge feather in his cap. Like, Fletcher has been a former ROH TV champion, of course, but he hasn't held any AEW gold yet. And the fact that you got guys like Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly being your support mechanisms for the tag division, along with Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler. Like, you got your star power in the Hurt Syndicate, right? You also have your base. You got also guys like Grizzly Young Vets who are just basically on the side getting ready to... Like, they're going to get involved eventually here in a little more heavier aspect. And these guys... FTR is looking to bring the Outrunners up next week. Like, in a seminal show, having the Outrunners hopefully get a... If it ends up being a very good match between the two, I don't care if the Outrunners lose. If they bring FTR within, a few whiskers of losing, And I didn't want to bring it up, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. Just a reminder, folks, we are currently at 238 or 328? The number of tickets sold for Real American Wrestling August 30th so far in Cleveland. For those that don't know, that's Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff's amateur wrestling, professional athletes amateur wrestling event coming up at the end of August that they wanted to start up. Yes, I do think they're going to get more fans. Do I think they're going to get a ton more? No. With these niche sports, you got to... I just want Tony Khan to come out. And honestly, I would not blame him. I know he's going to get a little bit of flack online for this. But could he just turn around and say, oh, maybe you should consider running smaller venues? So they're going to be taping both shows on Wednesday, which actually is really smart. Give them a week in case there's any... It's the one thing I've always respected. If in case there's any injuries that come out as a result of the week before your biggest show of the year, you get a little bit of time to react to it, right? Like you can adjust the card, you can fill in blanks, you can actually send some stories. Let's, for example, say somebody gets injured during the Collision taping next week, Wednesday. Not that I want to see it, but if someone does, you got enough time to do a promo or something to set up something to replace it and just fit it in a better spot. Kyle, 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 Kyle. As long as they're not chanting for Caillou, I'm okay with that. But no, like tonight's Collision has actually been a real joy to watch. Like 2 hours. Like I know it's going up against TNA tonight, and it sucks when you have two shows on the same time. I really do hope that it doesn't affect viewership either way for both of them. I know that AEW is going to take a shot because this isn't their usual time slot. I do hope that eventually AEW figures out a time slot that they want to be a part of and run it, because with that Chicago residency that they're doing right after All In, there is a possibility they could be running a ton of Thursdays. Like from what I saw, the 3 weeks that they're going to be there, there's 2 Thursdays for a Collision and 1 Saturday. And if they're going to do everything live, well, it's meant to see, because, you know, they could still be doing NASCAR on Saturdays, because let's face it, now that they lost the NBA contract, any sports that they can get, they're going to try and fit in wherever they can. The hell? Tony Khan in a video? They just showed Tony Khan in a commercial here with F1 the movie. Holy crap. Pretty sure that was Tony Khan, just on a headset laughing. I would never think Tony Khan to be the actor kind of person, but if it's true, I'm probably wrong, which, you know, it wouldn't be the first time I'd be wrong on this channel. Definitely will not be the last. But, hey, Cody, good to see you back again. Just popping in and out. You know, life's busy. So, and once again, thank you for stopping by. Thank you to everybody for stopping by here tonight. Always thankful for all of you. And, yeah, we're just in the middle of our main event here. Kyle Fletcher and Kyle O'Reilly, the Battle of the Kyles. So apparently, I wonder if they'll actually show the video of it. They probably won't show it till tomorrow, and I won't spoil it after the show here for those that haven't seen what happened here. Competing with Hinder time to be gone for a long time. Oh. It's fine. Hinder's always got some interesting things going on, but I know Hinder was in here a couple times thanks to Nick. Well, we're only going to be here for probably another 10 more minutes, just a heads up. I like the fact that they did a Let's Go Kyle chant. So both of them are named Kyle, so they know how to get into this troll book. Jesus, Fletcher unloading shots. You guys are just going nuts at each other. There's like they're holding nothing back. I love that. The good old-fashioned knee to the gut. But yeah, this is a ton of fun. Oh, there we go. Now, ha! These guys, instead of the yes or no or whatever chants, they're doing Kyle chants. Kyle, 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 Kyle. I love how fans can have fun at a show. Oh. Well, this is sort of like the meat division, right? This crowd, I love it. I absolutely love. Whoa, wait, what?
But I'm better than you. And you know it.
Cody, thank you for joining the Elite Club. Thank you for your sub. I appreciate you, sir. No ads for a month. Special emotes, special AEW emotes. And, yeah, thank you. I appreciate it a lot. I know I gave you a hard time earlier, but, you know. There you go. Ha! The crowd now. We cow people. We cow people. You are cow people, that's for sure. And I definitely appreciate having you here. Yeah, we have some Zelda emotes, too, I got done. There is going to be a bit of an overhaul of not only the badges, but the... We love Kyle. I love this setup. If you're going to do a knee drop like this, I hate when both feet are caught out loose. Like, you know when they're sitting there and they're holding the rope like this, trying to get up, and it just looks so premeditated? That's how you fix it. You hook the guy's freaking knee in the rope. Nick is next on the sub. Hey, you know what? Nick is a great guy. Never forget. But like I said, for anybody here who's having a little trouble and you have a long list of subs that you want to support, you know, subbing's never required, of course. But if you want to get away from the ads, Twitch Turbo is highly recommended. Because every single time an ad break comes on, you skip it, and all the money that they would have got for that sub goes directly to the person who's there. So
Now you will experience the full
what the flying
of the dark side.
Well, let's just throw 2 double subs in there, Jaren and Nick. Thank you for the 2 gift subs. Jesus, what's going on here tonight? We got the flow going on. We got gift subs going. All for a Thursday night collision. Thank you, Cody. Seriously, appreciate it. Thank you for being here, and thank you for those subs, man. Jesus.
Now you will experience the full power
The
of the dark side.
Wait, another two? What the hell's going on here? Demoy and Rick both getting subs. Thanks to hey, if you got a sub and you're in the chat, make sure you thank Cody here. Very important, you know. Just thank you. I don't know what else to say, my.
Now you will experience the full power of
God
the dark
damn, another
side.
two sub. What are you doing? And here comes Archer out of nowhere. Jish Gaming and White Tomlin. Wow. We got subs all over the. Oh God. Archer getting some heavy heat. God damn. That Michinoku driver was stiff. Holy crap. We got subs all over the place here tonight. Thank you, Cody. God damn, I hit the jackpot tonight. 6 subs. Yeah, this is... Oh, wait, no. Oh, I thought that was going to be it. No, O'Reilly's done now. Dead. Wait. Jesus. That brain buster. Wow. Simon, give this up. Don't forget that sign there. Simon didn't notice the sign yesterday, and he got called out by his chat about it in the comments of the video for the ups and downs yesterday or this morning. Thank you, Kyle. Oh, this crowd is trolling in the best way, and I absolutely love it. Looks like Archer's looking for somebody to come down here, but I'm assuming Cole's going to come down here for the save. I'm assuming Roddy should be coming as well. Oh, yeah. And Garcia's there, too. It annoys me a little bit that they bring the title with them, too. What a way to end the show off, folks. It looks like we're setting up for Cole versus Fletcher at All In. And you tell me that isn't a match you don't want to see there? You be telling me lies.
You told some of the biggest lies that I've ever heard of in my whole life.
Oh my God. The way that Fletcher's eyes literally start bugging out of his head there. He looks like a villain. He looks like a very intense villain. Jesus. As we fade to black here and just... What a night. What a night for Collision. God, I always call it Dynamite. It's middle of the week. Sorry, folks. Let me get this snooze on here. Just so we don't... we're going to end up here pretty quick here, but... So, for those in Canada watching right now, they actually are doing the WWE's greatest moments right after AEW. Like, can you tell somebody at the network doesn't understand that they're a different promotion? I assume that TSN's got a few rights to some WWE stuff, but if you didn't know, the USA and Canada channel that we watch it on is owned by TSN. So, yeah, somebody in the network just, I don't know where they got the rights to this, but it seems like somebody's covering all their bases here on something. So, but all in all tonight, got a few matches lined up. We got FTR and the Outrunners coming up next week. They talked more about Mina and Mercedes coming up on Wednesday. Hell of a great match here tonight. Brody King once again shining with Templaro, taking on Hitchesera and Rocky Romero. Looks like Ricochet's found his crew with the Gates of Agony, which I am really looking forward to that because the Gates of Agony deserve that extra little bop in a spotlight. But then we also have like this main event here. Adam Cole having a hell of a match with Josh Alexander. We had Megan Bayne dominating as always. Queen Aminata squeaking out a victory over Sky Blue, and then basically setting up for the women's gauntlet coming up at All In, which I think we're going to talk about it more on Wednesday, but I think we're going to get a ton of surprises out of that. So, but yeah, just all in all, just a great show tonight. And once again, thank you to each and every one of you for popping in here. We're going to wrap up here in just a moment, but it's a little bit nuts here on the channel. Like, well, thank you for the follows. Thank you, Cody, for the subs. First to yourself, and then to 6 of your friends here. Yeah, 6 friends. And just, you don't know how much that kind of stuff really, I appreciate the words. I appreciate the follow. The fact that, people repost, retweet, whatever the hell you want to call it, share stuff out. And the fact that people are willing to put their money into things. Like, it's great to say, like, oh, you're great, you're super, and all that. And I always appreciate a good compliment, and I do need those every once in a while. But the fact that, somebody was willing to push 2 buttons, somebody was willing to put in, doing it the way you did it actually cost a little bit more. You cost yourself, I can't remember exactly what the amount. It also depends where you live, so I'm not even going to get into. I'm 2 streams in, so math isn't my best suit tonight, but it's a great thing to. It's a great thing to say you're a friend, but it's also it's even better if you do something, right? Not saying that if you don't do it, you're not valued. I appreciate everybody. Even if you're chatting in here, even if you're lurking in here, the fact that you're helping me get my numbers up, I'm always grateful. I don't want to say anybody's better than anybody else. No one is. Everybody's the same. Lessons you need to learn in life as well. And before I stick myself in a further corner here for something stupid I'm about to say, I'm going to wrap this up for everybody here. For those on YouTube, we're going to send you guys away first here. Next time we're going to be live on YouTube is next Wednesday for AEW Dynamite 300, featuring Ibushi versus Okada, as well as Mina Shirakawa taking on Mercedes Moné for the TBS Championship. That is going to be absolutely bonkers. So, once again, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe if you haven't yet. Tell all your friends about our sidecast, because, we can't grow. We can only grow if you want us to grow. So, once again, everybody, thank you for being here up on the YouTube channel, and we will see you all here Wednesday with the AEW Dynamite sidecast. So, take care, everybody. And we are out.